Well, it's a beautiful day in Iowa. Every day is beautiful here when you come from Washington, D.C., I can tell you that. Thank you, Jared Bernstein, and for that kind introduction, and President Maxwell, our board chair, Larry Zempelman, other members of the board, and friends all of Drake. I have sought to dedicate my career to furthering policies that help people make a difference in their daily lives. Those causes, of course, including advancing the rights of people with disabilities, improving health care, biomedical research, education, expanding opportunities for the American middle class, and promoting through 40 years of service on both the House and the Senate Agriculture Committees the conservation of our soil, water, and wildlife, and fostering the economic and social vitality of rural communities, promoting child nutrition, and advancing human rights around the globe. The papers and materials developed as a result of those 4 decades of working for Iowa in Congress should reside in this state, the state where I was born, the state I love, the state I have sought to serve and represent. So I am proud to announce today that it's my intention that Drake University here in Des Moines will be the repository for my historical papers and materials when I leave the Senate at the end of 2014. I can tell you I am enthused by the plans that Drake has under the outstanding leadership of President Maxwell and the Drake Board for making use of these materials in the public interest. Drake is one of the finest institutions of higher learning in the Midwest, with a well-earned reputation for innovative thinking and academic rigor. I hope these materials can serve as a resource for scholars and students to bring a deeper knowledge of national issues, federal processes, as well as to further in a nonpartisan way the causes and policies to which I have dedicated my career in public service. I am pleased that these materials will reside here in our capital city at an institution that is thoroughly part of its own local and state community, and at the same time, which is keenly aware of and connected to our national and international civic commons. It is my hope that this collection and the programming that is planned around it might even attract more materials or other collections in the future to build on the exciting work that is envisioned here at Drake. An important part of that work will be the new Public Policy Institute, and I look forward to watching that institute grow, thrive, and contribute to national scholarship and debate on vital issues of the day. I thank President Maxwell and the Drake Board for their interest and support in this endeavor. I look forward to working with them as this process moves forward. As I said, it's a beautiful day. Thank you very much.
It is a beautiful day. I would first like to express on behalf of all of us, Senator Harkin, our profound appreciation for this remarkable gift to Drake University and for the many opportunities that it creates for us to serve our students, the faculty, the state of Iowa, and scholars and public policy makers around the country. We're very, very grateful to you for your faith in Drake University and in our commitment to serving the common good. The papers will be professionally archived and housed in a dedicated archival space in the Drake University archives that are being constructed here in Coles Library on the Drake campus starting this summer. The Harkin Archival Collection will include print and digital materials as well as memorabilia, and special access will be provided for students and researchers who are interested in learning more about the Senator's career, the legislative process itself, and the issues and causes that Senator Harkin championed. I'm also delighted to announce today that the Drake University Board of Trustees has approved the establishment of the Harkin Institute for Public Policy and Citizen Engagement at Drake University. The Harkin Institute will focus on 2 key goals. First, the Institute will facilitate collaborative research and collaboration for faculty, scholars, policymakers, and students in a broad range of disciplines. The research, outreach, and programmatic activities of the Institute will focus primarily on the topics and policy priorities that define Senator Harkin's career in public service, which include, but are not limited to, the Americans with Disabilities Act and related issues, federal farm policy, childhood nutrition and food access, healthcare access and reform, labor issues, international development, and access to education, among many others. The audiences for the Institute's research, education, and outreach will be students, scholars, policymakers, and of course the public at large. Second, we expect that the Institute will become a locus for public policy discussion and programming, and will host local, state, and national practitioners who are recognized leaders in the development and implementation of public policy. We also intend for the Institute to become a leading resource for research and expertise on the Iowa caucuses. It will provide systematic research on the caucuses and serve as a repository of this important part of America's and Iowa's political history. I can also tell you that we're very excited about the fact that the Harkin Archives and the Harkin Institute will be invaluable resources for student learning at Drake University, ranging from providing material for curricular programming through experiential learning and archival strategies, research, policy development, and conference programming. And finally, the Institute and the Archives will be a powerful vehicle in carrying out Drake's mission of engaged citizenship and in implementing our current strategic plan's powerful focus on keeping the promise of an exceptional learning environment to our students and on service to the local, regional, and national communities. And in that context, fundraising to support the operations of the Harkin Archives and the Harkin Institute will be an integral part of Drake University's current Distinctly Drake comprehensive campaign. In addition to our thanks to Senator Harkin, I'd like to express my appreciation and our appreciation to some other important players in this exciting set of initiatives. First, Ruth Harkin, Michael Gartner, Bill Knapp, R.W. and Mary Nelson, who are all here today, for their enthusiastic support of this relationship and their wise guidance in making our vision a reality. Members of the Advisory Council for their equally enthusiastic support of the establishment of the Harkin Institute at Drake University and their willingness to serve as we move forward. And I'd ask you to recognize those who are here today: Dr. Greg Joffrey, who will serve as chair, Michael Gartner, Ruth Harkin, Rachel McLean, Sally Peterson, and Steve Roberts. We thank you very much for your willingness to continue to serve. There are two more members of the Advisory Council who are unable to be here today: Charlie Cook and Dr. Angela Franklin, who will also be serving. I also want to express our sincere thanks to the Drake University Board of Trustees for their strong endorsement of the establishment of the Harkin Institute and their recognition of the vital role that it will play at Drake and in the state of Iowa. And some of our trustees are here today. I know I saw Ben Ullum. Ben, would you identify yourself? And do we have any other trustees here today, aside from Larry, our chair, who will speak in a moment? Okay, thank you. I also want to thank my friends and colleagues on the Drake faculty and staff who helped craft the vision for the Harkin Institute, led this past spring by Professors Rachel Payne Caulfield and Neil Hamilton. So we thank you very much for your efforts. And finally, Dean of Coles Library Rod Henshaw and his colleagues for their creativity and hard work in developing and implementing the plan for the Drake University Archives, in which the Harkin collection will be housed. So let me come back to where I started, and once again, Senator Harkin, thank you for your belief in Drake University and the role that we play locally, regionally, and nationally, and for your generosity in enhancing that role in a very profound and meaningful way. We're very, very grateful to you, and we thank you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce a good friend and chair of the Drake University Board of Trustees, Larry Zimpelman.
Thank you, David. Good morning. Let me just start by saying what a personal honor and privilege it is to stand here this morning and to be part of this great event. Tom and Ruth have been good friends for many years, And as the chair of the Drake Board and a very proud Drake graduate, I can say this is a great day, not only for Drake, but for Des Moines and all of central Iowa. You know, for over 40 years, Iowa has enjoyed a unique place in U.S. presidential politics. Thanks to this gift of Senator Harkin's papers and the Institute for Public Policy and Citizen Engagement, which Drake is creating, Iowa can become the ongoing place for research and dialogue on the issues that Senator Harkin has worked on. And many of them have already been mentioned. Issues like civil rights, especially for those with disabilities, new and innovative drug research, agriculture, and one that I've had the opportunity to work closely with Senator Harkin on for many years, developing and promoting a more coherent retirement policy for the United States. My hope is that today's generous gift of the Harkin Papers will lead to similar gifts over time, and I know I speak for the entire Board of Trustees when I say that we're going to do all we can to make that happen. So Tom and Ruth, thanks again for your generosity to Drake. This is truly a great day. As Jared said, I've been asked to read a statement from Bill Knapp, and I know many people in this room, perhaps almost all of you in this room, know Bill Knapp. So as not to screw up anything that Bill Knapp has done, I'm going to put my reading glasses on, and I'm going to read this very, very carefully, because these are Bill's words, and I want to make sure I get it exactly right. I don't want any feedback going back to Bill that I messed this up, so if you will forgive me. So these are Bill's comments. To have Senator Harkin's papers representing his nearly 40 years in Congress housed at Drake University is a distinct privilege for the institution. As a longtime board member and supporter of Drake, I'm honored that the senator holds the university in such high regard, and I am grateful for the opportunities the Archives and Institute for Public Policy and Citizen Engagement will make available for the academic community at Drake, all Iowans, and researchers and scholars worldwide. This is an important and historic day, not only for the university and Senator Harkin, but also for our country. Bill Knapp. Thank you.
Well, I didn't think I would ever be standing in front of a Drake University banner, but here I am. Senator Harkin, I want to sincerely congratulate you and thank you for making sure that your papers stay here in Iowa where they truly belong. They are a treasure for this state. They're part of our deep history. They're a treasure for our nation because they reflect the impact that you have had in those 40 years of service in Congress and your years of service before that. They will be a treasure to this university, to the state, but really to the nation and to scholars everywhere. You've heard some of the reasons for that. I also want to congratulate Drake University on establishing the Harkin Institute for Public Policy and Community Engagement, citizen engagement. I know that this institute and all associated with it will work toward that vision and the goals that we created those several years ago when we first envisioned creating the Harkin Institute. The goal will be to make this institute the preeminent public policy center in the United States. That's what we need to be about. A place that is recognized truly worldwide for the work that it does, for the impact that it has, the studies, the scholarship, and its educational programs. My role will be to chair the National Advisory Council for the Harkin Institute. Drake University has a number of national advisory councils for its various programs and centers. And our goal as an advisory council will be to do everything we can to help achieve that vision, to advise Drake University, the leadership of the Institute, on programs and activities that the Institute should pursue, but also to assist with fundraising in every way we can to achieve the funds necessary to fulfill that vision. And finally, Senator Harkin, I am particularly pleased that President Maxwell asked me to chair this National Advisory Council because it allows me to maintain the special friendship that we've developed and the associations that I've enjoyed with other members of the Advisory Council. This is really a great day certainly for Drake University, but really a great day for Iowa and for our nation. Thank you.